Years passed, and Allah sends the Prophet Moses to the children of Jacob, otherwise known as the children of Israel. The Prophet Moses, Musa, peace be upon him, is one of the most highly regarded and distinguished prophets in Islam. After years of persecution from the tyrannical Pharaoh and his soldiers, Moses was ordered to flee from Egypt towards Palestine and cross the Red Sea. The Pharaoh with his soldiers pursued the Israelites and was on the verge of capturing them at the bank of the Red Sea. But Allah the Almighty parted the water for Moses and his followers, enabling them to cross over dry land. The Pharaoh continued to follow Moses, but the parted Red Sea was released on him and his soldiers, and they were all drowned. Moses and his followers continued their trail until they reached Sinai, a land bordering the blessed land of Palestine. Moses left his brother Aaron, or Harun in Arabic, in charge of the Israelites, and he set out for Mount Sinai. There, Moses remained 40 days. On his return, Moses was perplexed to find out that the Israelites had rejected the prophet Aaron and instead taken a golden calf as a lord besides Allah. They were subjected to punishment, and Allah raised Mount Sinai above their heads until the Israelites promised to listen and obey, fearing that the mountain be released on them. After a strenuous journey, the Prophet Moses and his followers finally reached the gates of Palestine. Here, Prophet Moses informed his followers that Allah has ordered them to enter the Holy Land of Jerusalem.
يا قوم ادخلوا الأرض المقدسة التي كتب الله لكم ولا ترتدوا على أدباركم فتنقلبوا خاسرين. قالوا يا موسى إن فيها قوما جبارين وإنا لن ندخلها حتى يخرجوا منها فإن يخرجوا منها فإنا داخلون. قال رجلان من الذين يخافون أنعم الله عليهم ادخلوا عليهم الباب فإذا دخلتموه فإنكم غالبون وعلى الله فتوكلوا إن كنتم مؤمنين.
O my people, enter the Holy Land, which Allah has assigned to you, and turn not back, for then you will be returned as losers. They said, O Moses, in it are a people of great strength, and we shall never enter it until they leave it. When they leave, then we will enter. Two men of those who feared Allah, on whom Allah has bestowed His grace, said, Assault them through the gate, for when you are in, victory will be yours, and put your trust in Allah, if you are believers indeed. The Israelites persisted in their refusal and rejection to enter the Holy Land, despite the persuasion of Prophet Moses and Harun, peace be upon them both.
قالوا يا موسى إنا لن ندخلها أبدا ما داموا فيها فاذهب أنت وربك فقاتلا إنا هاهنا قاعدون. قال رب إني لا أملك إلا نفسي وأخي فافرق بيننا وبين القوم الفاسقين. قال فإنها محرمة عليهم 40 سنة يتيهون في الأرض فلا تأس على القوم الفاسقين.
They said, O Moses, we shall never enter it as long as they are there. So go you and your Lord and fight you too. We are sitting right here. He, Moses said, O my Lord, I have power only over myself and my brother. So separate us from the people who are rebellious and disobedient to Allah. Allah said, therefore it, the Holy Land, is forbidden to them for 40 years. In distraction they will wander through the land. So be not sorrowful to the people who are rebellious and disobedient to Allah. The people of Moses continued to wander in the desert of Sinai for 40 tiresome years, not knowing which direction to take as a punishment from Allah. Finally, the angel of death visited the Prophet Moses, peace be upon him, and gave him the choice of life and death. Prophet Moses chose death, but he requested that he should be taken as close as possible to the land of Jerusalem. Allah the Almighty granted him this wish, and he was taken a stone's throw away from the holy land of Jerusalem.
Prophet Dawood, or David, was crowned king of the Israelites after he defeated Goliath of the Philistines. Dawood and his men then advanced to Jerusalem and defeated the Jebusites, and Jerusalem became his capital. Prophet Dawood spent the majority of his life in and around Palestine, specifically in the vicinity of the holy sanctuary of Jerusalem. Many events of his noble life revolved around Masjid al-Aqsa, the holy mosque of Jerusalem.
وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ مِنَّا فَضْلًا يَا جِبَالُ أَوِّبِي مَعَهُ وَالطَّيْرَ وَأَلَنَّا لَهُ الْحَدِيدَ.
We bestowed our favor upon David. We commanded, O mountains, sing Allah's praise with him, and so did we command the birds. We softened the iron for him. Dawood alayhi salam was not only a prophet of Allah, but Allah had bestowed upon him the kingdom over all of Palestine.
In 936 BC, the Prophet David, peace be upon him, passes away, and is succeeded by his son, the Prophet Solomon, or Sulaiman as known in the Arabic language. God gave the Prophet Sulaiman unmatched kingdom, where all creatures, natural elements, human beings, and jinn, otherwise known as demons, were made to serve under his command, his kingdom having centered in the holy land of Palestine.
وَلِسُلَيْمَانَ الرِّيحَ غُدُوُّهَا شَهْرٌ وَرَوَاحُهَا شَهْرٌ وَأَسَلْنَا لَهُ عَيْنَ الْقِطْرِ وَمِنَ الْجِنِّ مَنْ يَعْمَلُ بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ بِإِذْنِ رَبِّهِ وَمَنْ يَزِغْ مِنْهُمْ عَنْ أَمْرِنَا نُذِقْهُ مِنْ عَذَابِ السَّعِيرِ.
And to Solomon we subjected the wind. Its morning was a month's journey, and its afternoon was a month's journey. And we caused the fountain of molten brass to flow for him. And there were jinn that worked in front of him by the leave of his Lord. And whosoever of them turned aside from our command, we shall cause them to taste the torment of the blazing fire.
يَعْمَلُونَ لَهُ مَا يَشَاءُ مِن مَّحَارِيبَ وَتَمَاثِيلَ وَجِفَانٍ كَالْجَوَابِ وَقُدُورٍ رَّاسِيَاتٍ اعْمَلُوا آلَ دَاوُودَ شُكْرًا وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورُ.
They worked for him as he desired, making high rooms, images, basins as large as reservoirs, and cooking cauldrons fixed in their places. Work you, O family of Dawood, with thanks, but few of my slaves are grateful. The Prophet Sulaiman used the elements subjected to him in the obedience of Allah, and chose to renovate the holy sanctuary in Jerusalem that had been built 1,000 years before his reign.
وَلِسُلَيْمَانَ الرِّيحَ عَاصِفَةً تَجْرِي بِأَمْرِهِ إِلَى الْأَرْضِ الَّتِي بَارَكْنَا فِيهَا وَكُنَّا بِكُلِّ شَيْءٍ عَالِمِينَ.
And to Sulaiman we subjected the winds strongly raging, running by his command towards the land which we had blessed, and of everything we are the all-knower. The Prophet Sulaiman revered the holy sanctuary in Jerusalem and within it. He would meditate and pray for lengthy periods of time. Sulaiman, peace be upon him, continued the reign of his father in and around the Holy Land to complete 90 years between the two prophets, peace be upon them both.